What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man's new uniform. So here we have his Infinity War uniform, and I must say it's looking pretty sleek. I like the design. And now let's go ahead and see the uniform bonus. So the uniform bonus, we do have the same 25% increase to dodge rate, which is the same as his homecoming uniform here. So we don't lose anything from that, but then we have this extra part added onto it, which is a 35% chance when attacking that he's going to get some all attack, all speed, and crit rate by 10% for 5 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. So it's going to be active for half of the battle, which is nice. He's going to see probably a pretty good damage boost from that because you are getting all attack, you're going to get some more attack speed, and also crit rates all for that 5 seconds. So you should be able to crank out a little more DPS. And we are getting 5 skill changes going on here. We have webbing on this one, we have webbing on that one, don't have any on that one, and then we actually have webbing on this one, but then the last one here I was going to say we actually have a stun instead of webbing, which is kind of interesting. It also decreases all speed by 15% for the enemies. But anyway, let's go ahead and just hop in here and see what these actual skill changes look like. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use the first skill here. So as we can see, we got webbing there. It looks like 4 seconds of webbing. Yeah, we have 4 seconds of webbing on the first skill. Pretty similar to his previous first skill. He just jumps up and launches the webbing. Now we'll take a look at the second skill. So this one we do have webbing as well, but he's got some dashing going on here, and it's actually not an iframe. Imagine that, a Spider-Man skill without an iframe. But anyway, he dashes around, so there's a lot of movement, so it's still a pretty safe skill to use because it'll be hard to hit you while you're moving around that quickly. Yeah, so that's a nice one as well. So now the third skill. Third skill, really nice. I do like the third skill. So you just grab some rocks from the ground there and boom, whips them around with the web, and yeah, you get a lot of hits there. It is a full iframe, so yeah, just a really solid skill all around, and definitely going to be a lot more damaging than his previous third skill. Alright, so now the fourth skill. Boom. So pretty similar to the homecoming uniform, where he jumps up and kind of litters the ground with webbing, and then we also have some debris. Well, in this case it's just pretty much rocks and boulders, whereas the other one he has like steel beams and cars and stuff that come swinging through. And of course it doesn't last quite as long. As you can see, the webbing's only about 2 seconds there. Yeah, around there. And it doesn't re-web them, it doesn't look like either. But it looks like you're going to get a lot of damage out of this skill here because you have massive AoE and a lot of hits going on. So it looks like a very solid skill. And now let's move on to the last one. So we have the fifth skill here. And boom. Yep. Some more hurling of boulders and rocks. So that seems to be the theme here for his new uniform. But it looks really nice. He pretty much pulls up that piece of ground and kicks it right back at the enemy, and then you get your 4-second stun off this skill. You are in an iframe again, so really nice skill. So it looks like he's getting a nice damage boost with this uniform here. I see this uniform being a lot more damage oriented opposed to his homecoming uniform, but he still has pretty much the same amount of crowd control, minus the fact that he doesn't have webbing on his fifth skill. Well, I guess you can say last uniform he doesn't have webbing on the fifth skill anyway, because he just pulls up those two pieces of ground and just slams it on the enemy from either side. So he does actually get a little bit more having this stun on the skill here. So yeah, I really like Spider-Man's uniform here. It's definitely a very, very strong uniform. It's going to be better than his homecoming uniform, but excuse me, if you have the homecoming uniform, I don't see a huge need to just go out and jump on this uniform right away, unless you really like using Spidey in PvP content, because this will make him much more of a threat because his damage will be a lot higher, and he still has all of that webbing going on, but then he also has that stun on the fifth skill. So even if people are using web immune Obelisk to try to counter Spider-Man, he's going to have that added ability to stun them instead, so they'll need immunity to stun or something else to kind of counter that fifth skill. So it's a little more options with this uniform here. And of course, like I said, it's going to have higher kind of burst DPS, so you can kind of one-shot enemies or something, even if, especially if you have a damage proc. A lot of these skills look like they're going to be really nice for a damage proc. But anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts on the uniform here. And yeah, I think I'll probably pick this one up a little bit later, but as of right now, since I'm pretty satisfied with the Homecoming uniform, I'm going to wait until I figure out what's going to be offered in the second half of the updates, and I'm going to focus on getting a few of the other uniforms for this one. But that's just kind of my thoughts on Spidey here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you on the next one.